I'm here with the Enigma. So, I have to say, I think you were probably the first person I've ever seen on the internet as heavily tattooed as you are. I don't think I had ever seen anyone as tattooed as you before.
Yeah, that's cool.
When did you start getting tattoos?
Well, I had the idea in 1991. I was working with a bunch of other human marbles.
Okay.
And they were doing a bunch of things that were very impressive, and I thought nobody was doing any of the stuff that I was doing in my basement. I was sword swallowing and fire eating and pounding spikes in my skull and all that fun stuff. And so these guys, I was thinking, because we're doing this show together, how can I improve my act? How can I make it even greater? How can I impress these guys, And I was pressing shirts in dry cleaners. That was my dumb job before I was traveling around all the time. And I thought, well, what if I was a different color? That's cool. How would you do that? Well, you could paint yourself and it'd be all gooey. I use different lighting. They always change the lighting and stuff like that. Wait, what if I tattooed my entire body? Whoa, I'd pay to see that, And so I was like, I just thought it would be the coolest idea ever. And I tried to figure out how do I do this, So I was calling up Spalding and Rogers, in the back of the magazines, say, how do you, how much ink do I need for my whole body? And they're like, well, we don't know. Call us back and let us know. And I talked to some tattoo artists, and they were like, well, it'd be kind of splotchy and stuff. I said, well, I have this idea for a pattern. If I did it puzzles, then you could just fill it in piece by piece. And they were like, well, that makes sense. And so there I am, that's what I'm doing, And, people laughed at me, I was just a kid, so. But in January '93, finished all the lines. It was a hard month. And so now here was this just turned 24-year-old kid, fully tattooed, top to toes, a jigsaw puzzle. It just blew everyone's mind. It was insane because nobody went past the wrist or past the neck or anything like that back in the day, So it's a really, really crazy thing to do.
And so, are you done getting tattooed now?
Well, I've been tattooed by over 250 artists around the world, everywhere from South Africa to Switzerland, all wanting a piece of the action. All donations to the Enigma. That's me. And
I'm sorry. You toured with the Jim Rose Circus.
A long time ago, yeah, 90s,
I
man.
remember I went and saw Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
And,
Take a card.
Jim Rose Circus opened and stuff. You were there.
Yeah.
I think you hung a leather jacket off your tongue.
No, that was the amazing Mr. Lipto.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I was a sword swallower, a musician, lifted weights with my eyeballs and things. Yep, I did that. Yep. I just did that on stage.
No shit?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Oh, yeah. 2 o'clock was my show.
Great to meet you.
My pleasure, yeah.
Great to meet you.
Sorry. Anyway, but back into the interview. So over 250 artists around the world, everywhere from South Africa to Switzerland, all wanting a piece of the action, and all donations to the Enigma. That's me. So yeah, it's been quite an adventure, traveling around doing shows and getting tattooed, and I would tattoo them as well. So as soon as they tattoo a piece on me, they'd hand me a machine and say, okay, now you do a piece on me. And then I didn't know how to do it at the time. But eventually, since '93, I've been doing blue puzzle pieces, and did puzzle pieces all around the world,
Nice.
So it's like the biggest tattoo there is in the world. And I'm still doing blue puzzle pieces. What do you know? And really cool. So I don't know. But
so
yeah,
your
but now
progression was you were sword swallowing and fire breathing, and then you wanted to. At 15?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Your parents were proud, huh?
No. Did not like it at all. No. Yeah. But, it's just something that you got to figure out how to... I mean, parents nowadays are totally different than the ones I was raised with. So,
yeah.
Back in the 70s and 80s, they didn't really... It was a different time, So, but, yeah.
And is there a spot that hurt the most?
For tattooing?
To get tattooed?
Probably the head of my nose.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably won't get the head of your nose tattooed, so you'll probably be okay.
Gotcha.
I mean, come on. You don't just paint the front of your house. I'm the rational one here, right?
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate the time.
Of course.
So thank you.
Of course, yeah. I'll see you in traffic.
Yes.